Please don't get up yet.
What happened?
You were in a coma. Can you remember your name?
No. Yes, I'm Tessa.
Good. Do you know what happened?
Oh, my head. It's like it's been split in two. Was I in an accident?
Yes. Can you remember any of it?
Not really. I know I woke up in a sleeping pod.
Then tell me everything you do remember, from the start.
I was freezing. That's the first thing I noticed. That's when I knew something was wrong. It's not reacting! Oh. What? Mark? Mark! Where are you? Something's wrong here. Have we crashed? Ugh, my whole body hurts. His sleeping pod is empty. He probably got woken up by the system after the crash and must have ran to the cockpit. He could have woken me up too. I should look for him and... ow! Oh! Damn it, I'm stuck. All I can move is my arm. Sharp and pointy. I have to be careful with it. Ah! The shard is sharp and too slippery to get a hold of without injuring myself. The cover is torn. I can see the foam padding. Pulled out a large piece. Yes, that works. Now I can hold it without cutting myself. Come on, I have to get out of here. Finally. First of all, I need to get my spacesuit on. It's freezing. So that's why it's cold. The nitrogen tubes have burst and they're freezing everything. I'm definitely not dressed for the occasion. I'm cold enough as it is. I should probably wait on this. Mark? Cockpit, this is Tessa. Mark, can you hear me? Cockpit, this is Tessa. No reply. That either means there's a technical problem or Mark is... I need to get to the cockpit now. That's Mark's cryopod. Looks like it's intact and unharmed. But there's no sign of him. This pipe leads to a tank where cooling fluid is filtered. It must have burst in the crash. The sieve might be useful, even when it's taken apart. This sieve has filtered the impurities out of the cryopod's liquid circuit. It got bent in the crash. There's a large indent in the middle now. Cockpit for Tessa. No reply from Mark. There's disinfectant inside that we have to use before going into cryosleep. Easily flammable. I should be glad if I didn't wake up as a human torch. Damn it. This is worse than I thought. Why did we crash? The guidance system should have been able to prevent it from happening. At least it's not smoking as much up here. Mark and I can fix this. I'm sure. We have to fix this. Mark? The cockpit is blocked by Rebel. Maybe he's injured and trapped in there. At least that would explain why he isn't responding. Okay, Tessa. What to do? Maybe go at it from the outside? The cables are broken and the insulation is gone. I have to be careful. The console is broken. I think I know how to repair it, but I need my suit or I'm toast. No nosy neighbors in sight, but I should put on the spacesuit as long as I can't be sure if there's any breathable air out there. It's in the locker next to the sleeping pods. My spacesuit is in there, but with all this nitrogen, I can't open it without my hand turning to ice. A detached metal bar. Oh, I can't reach it. This pipe transports nitrogen, which is freezing the locker from the back. It is controlled via a valve. That might have stopped the nitrogen. Locked. I can see a lock at the front with an almost round keyhole. Damn, it's been exposed to the cold for too long. The ice is preventing me from opening it. It won't just thaw on its own. The crate. Standard color, standard size, standard contents. Empty. That's the door to the hold, but it won't open. I need to find another way forward. The card reader for the hold door. I need an ID card to use it. That's a lot of debris. There should be something there that I could use. A thin, pointy piece of metal. A few bolts. I'll just take all of it. It's just as Confucius says. The woman who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Or at least she would, if she could. They're too heavy just to pick them up. I have to get to the cockpit from the outside. The hull is torn. I can see the insulating foil, but I can't get it out. Sometimes you just have to break things even more before you can repair them. I know. Work safety is priority number 1. Later, maybe. I know. Work safety later, maybe. If I pull this lever, the stuff would pour out onto the ground. The ice is too thick and sturdy to just scratch it away. No, too short. The console is broken. I think I know how to repair it, but I need my suit or I'm toast. The cables are broken and the insulation is gone. I have to be careful. Done! I've had to improvise a lot of bowls in the past few years, and I think this one is my second best. I don't really have a use for a bowl full of sparks. I should be able to use this to collect and transport the disinfectant. It's no use. Oh, that was easier than I expected. Finally, some heat. Almost too much heat. My eyes are burning. This should hopefully thaw the ice if I have enough fuel. It's working! Oh, that's nice. So comfy and warm. Watch out, foreign planets. You can't scare me anymore. Well, at least not with cold temperatures. But I won't put the helmet on until I go outside. There's something in these pockets. Key, matches, and... our company's ID card. But the name on it is... Melissa Luna? Who's that? But that's definitely me in the picture. So, this company can send rockets through space, but then prints the wrong name on my ID card? No wonder we crashed if they can't even get that right. Before I start looking for Mark again, I should write down my experiences on my ID card's logbook. Well, IMC's accident protocol requires me to do so, and we've definitely had an accident. I'll just use this one. Strange. This data is pretty similar to mine. It's almost a complete match. But the numbers and the date of birth are shifted by one. 1 day, 1 month, 1 year. But the biometric data is correct. I'm sure the picture is wrong. And the other thing is a coincidence? I don't recognize the name, though. Weird. I shouldn't be wasting my time with this. Examine planet, find Mark, repair ship, survive. That's all that matters. Focus, Tessa. Perfect fit. Ah, a toolbox. I mean, I hope it's a strange packet with an interstellar radio device. What do we have here? Screwdriver, sealant foam, and a blowtorch. I need to insert the cables into the sockets to make the door work again. There's a lamp for each socket to show if it's receiving enough electricity. The lamp is glowing slightly. The electricity in the cable probably isn't enough. The lamp is glowing very brightly. The cable is giving more power than it needs. Okay, the cables are where they should be. Now I can try the outer door again. I'm excited to see what's out there. Or I would be if I wasn't in this situation.
Access denied.
Strange. That's my card, and the bioscanner should confirm that it's me, and that I have access. Something isn't right here. I'd better put on the helmet, just to be sure. I hope the door survived the crash. Yes! It's seen better days, but it's open. No. Oh, just barren rock. All gray and dead. I was hoping for a world thriving with interesting flora and fauna. That looks pretty bad. And here I was thinking we'd be able to fix it. Where even are we? Was this planet our destination, or did we go off course? And what even is our mission? My head is spinning. I can't even remember our mission. Must have been quite the crash. Or maybe the disinfectant was out of date. Nothing. Nothing at all. No buildings, lights, roads, just nothing. A barren wasteland. Maybe our mission was to explore a newly found, boring planet and collect samples. A planet like this one. I mean, foreign planets are always exciting, but under the circumstances. Oh, Mark! Of course! Nothing stirring in the cockpit, but he has to be there. Where else could he be? I need to get in there somehow. I can't see anything in there, just some flashing sparks. Mark has to be in there.
panel allows us to service the instruments behind it.
The mechanism to open it is on the right. You usually activate it from the cockpit, so there has to be a way through.
The welder isn't lit. I would probably fit behind it, but it's too short and too small. I can't get enough leverage with this. I should extend it before I try. The welder isn't lit. I can't combine or affix them. The TAC-92's wreck. If I could only remember how it crashed. This used to be part of the landing gear. There are a few parts scattered inside. A large hook that sealed the maintenance hatch during the flight. Must be pretty sturdy. And the lever to open the hatch. Both made from heat-proof ceramics. I can't combine or affix them. I can't combine or affix them. It's still smoldering a bit, but it shouldn't explode now, and the fire should go out by itself. Soon. I can see some debris, but if Mark is underneath it, then there's no hope for him. He has to be in the cockpit. Good, that works. The rest is junk. Ha! It's just as Confucius says. I have to get to the...
Yes, I can reach it with that. A bit wobbly. If I could fasten it properly, the pole would have a pointed flat edge that I could use. I should probably do this outside.
This helmet isn't equipped with welding goggles, but it should at least keep my eyes from melting. Not a bad weld seam for a beginner. I suppose Mark would say otherwise. Show off. This is where the mechanism should be. Come on. Mark would have been able to help me here. As if. Yes, I knew it! There's a passage to the cockpit. The mounts on this panel look solid. I have to try it. Unpleasant, but unavoidable. Carefully now. wasn't in danger. And this is better than finding his body lying around. Wherever he is, we need help to get away from here. After breaking down, the first thing we need to do is send out an emergency signal. I hope someone will receive it. The earlier I get it done, the better. Mark has to wait. Right. Emergency signal. I need that console over there. Mark's logbook. Didn't he take it with him? Or maybe he left it here on purpose so I could find his hints. Mark's logbook. An old version, but he likes things retro. Maybe I can find some answers in it. It's not completely intact anymore. I'll remove the ID card. Then I can read the entries in my logbook. On. Probably no power. The power cells for the cockpit are behind the cover below. The power cell slots are behind it. I should open it somehow. I can always count on my screwdriver. I don't believe it. The power cells are empty. Mark explained to me how to properly utilize any residual charge. All slots have to be filled, I remember that much. But I have to rearrange the cells. If I relay the remaining energy to the communication transmitters, I might just be able to create a signal. But I'd also have to somehow broadcast the signal, and I need the control console for that. So both console and the comms need to be supplied with energy. Okay, the communication device and the display have as much energy as I can give them. Let's hope it works. Still works. Right then. Communication. Emergency signal.
Low energy. Emergency signal cannot be activated. Low energy. Emergency signal cannot be activated. Low energy. Emergency signal cannot be activated. Low energy. Emergency signal cannot be activated.
Damn it! Do something! You could at least make a little noise! If only Mark was here. I need more power to send an emergency signal. Which means power cells. There should be some in the hold. Rocks as far as the eye can see. And some smoke, but that's probably just from the planet's volcanic activity. There seems to be plants over there. I can see something green. Some silver lining, at least. That means there could be water, food, and maybe even life. Great. Standard color, standard size, standard contents. Empty. The door to the hold. It's still powered. I hope there are some full power cells in here. Then I should be able to transmit a signal for 3 days. Even if it's just a simple Morse code. SOS. Locked. The card reader needs an ID card and an access code. Don't let me down. Accept it! Oh, it requires further authentication? There's security, and then there's paranoia. I need the key code that Mark set. Mark secured it with his ID number. How can someone so forgetful fly a spaceship?
I'm in! But what is all this stuff? I should stay away from it, but all the technical equipment is down there. Most importantly, the power cells. And with it, my only hope of sending out an emergency signal. There's gas leaking into the hold through this hole. I can't seal it with my bare hands. It won't work while the gas is coming out with this much force. I can't get any closer. But our equipment is down there, and so are the power cells. I need them to send an emergency signal. I could put on the helmet, but that won't help me if I can't even make out the ground. Could release the gas here if it wasn't all collected at the bottom. Tank number 1 is still about 40% full and emptying very slowly. It's going to take hours for all the gas to release. Tank number 2 is filled with carbon dioxide. It's about 1.2% full and stable. Looks like it wasn't damaged in the crash. If I open tank 2, the gas will be gone within minutes. This tank is already open. Tank number 1 is still about 40% full, and tank number 2 is filled with carbon dioxide. If I open tank 2, the gas will be gone within minutes. I can't stop the gas from coming in with this. I hope the carbon dioxide will push the gas up now, but I shouldn't be here when that happens.
Or 5 minutes should be enough. But after that, I need to ventilate the room well.
It worked! Mark isn't down there either, but neither is his body, so that's good. Did he get ejected? Did he leave? If so, where to? Pull yourself together, Tessa. So what? He's not here. You can manage on your own. All you need for an emergency signal are power cells. Okay, this is the last straw. Goodness. Lots of junk, but no power cells. What now? What's this? Oh, a Cognitive Observation Research Entity, or CORE for short. We use these things to reach places we can't get to ourselves. They can fly, scan, send data, and are equipped with a speech module. I need an ID card to activate the drone. Maybe it could help me out of this situation. And even if it can't, at least I'll have someone to talk to. Then I can complain to Core while I'm starving. Cognitive Observation Research Entity. Core. I need an ID card to activate.
Unit activated. Assigned to Melissa Luna, Explorer. Good day. Core ready to assist you, Miss Luna.
Incorrect. Tessa Carter. That's my name.
Name change. Tessa Carter. Confirmed. I am glad to be of service, Ms. Carter. What are your orders?
Where should we begin?
Nine leaks, 4 hull breaches, 2 broken beams, 14.
1 broken spaceship, 1 survivor. Maybe 2. I hope so anyway. That's all that matters now.
What is your primary objective, miss?
For you to stop being so formal with me. Just call me Tessa.
Of course. Altering linguistic database. Tessa.
Right. The next objective is to send out an emergency signal. But I can't do that without power cells, and I have to find Mark, so basically, if I want to get us out of this mess, I've solely got primary objectives.
I do not have access to the ship's database. Who is Mark?
Mark Bennett, about 30 years old, pilot and mechanic. We're the TAC 92's crew.
Registered. What is the status of your immediate surroundings?
Well, I have to take a closer look.
My scanners could help in examining your surroundings.
Good idea. Do that.
Nine leaks, 4 hull breaches.
I know this thing's broken. I meant the surroundings. Let's just scan it outside.
Confirmed. The cockpit is unstable and could break off. It will not, however, drag the rest of the ship down into the abyss with it. At least as long as there is no tornado or earthquake. In that case, the TAC 92 would fly again.
Core, please.
Until it would crash on the bottom of the chasm. Analyzing atmosphere outside the ship. Result, similar to Earth's atmosphere, breathable for humans. You can take off the helmet, Tessa.
Good. I prefer it this way.
Smells slightly burnt, but with the wind coming from over there, it kind of smells like stagnant water. Better than this canned air, anyway. Okay, here's the plan. We look for life, for some water and food, of course. And maybe keep our eyes peeled for any buildings or anything useful. No idea how long I'm gonna have to survive out here.
The Intergalactic Mining Corporation should have already sent out a search party.
I doubt it. Mark and I are just the advance guard, and it's not unusual for us not to be able to send reports. We don't have a set route, either. They'll start looking for us eventually. Eventually. And by then, I'll probably be talking to a volleyball.
But I do not understand what it has to do with this crash.
Never mind. Please scan our surroundings.
Scanning. Scan complete. Scan radius of about 400 meters. No signs of relevantly sized life forms. No artificial constructs or buildings.
Relevantly sized? And what size is relevant to you?
Anything bigger than a fully grown male Balinese toucan.
A what?
A male Balinese toucan. Their average size in all dimensions roughly represents that of the average-sized, fully grown earthen life form.
You're joking, right?
Statistics are not a joke.
Well, that doesn't help me. Compare the data to something I know. No more than 8 letters.
Equivalent to a medium-sized dog. Equivalent to a chicken 49.9% larger than average. Equivalent to exactly 11 hedgehogs.
To recap, a Balinese toucan is roughly the size of 1.5 chickens. Any more data?
The environment is mostly comprised of stone. Water and simple flora can also be detected behind the landing zone.
No signs of Mark? Damn. My mineral samples can wait. We should look for water and plants.
New data! I am registering a weak but repeating radio signal.
Where is it coming from?
It originates from the planet's surface. The signature is inconclusive.
Could it be coming from the Intergalactic Mining Corporation?
The possibility of that lies at 29%.
Can you locate it?
I can only ascertain a rough direction. To interpolate a position, we would have to get closer.
I guess I don't really have a choice. Let's see what's behind it. Maybe it's a distress signal from Mark. Incredible. I know why I love my job. Without it, I wouldn't be able to see things like this. We followed the crash's progression. These must be the plants you were talking about. Well, they're not flowers, Core, let me tell you. More of a smelly swamp.
I do not categorize flora and fauna by their feel-good factor, unless you wish to update my software accordingly. In that case, I would request the following hardware as well. Arms.
Okay, forget it. At least it's not just rocks again. What are those tiny lights?
Small life forms.
Interesting. A good sign there might be more to this planet. If we flew over this place with the TAC-92 before we crashed, could something have fallen from the ship that's now emitting the signal?
Theoretically. But the ship's inventory was complete, so the signal I am receiving cannot originate from a technical device known to us.
We can't get any closer. We need to get down there.
You could slide and climb down those rocks there, but they are quite steep and porous, so you could not get back up again.
So a one-way ticket then.
My recommendation, remaining within the TAC-92. The ship's hull offers protection and Mark could return. Then you would no longer be on your own. It would be easier for you to find water together, as well as finding a way which allows for a return to the ship.
But then we still won't be able to send the emergency signal. We should find out what that signal is that you're receiving.
Agreed.
Crazy. A moldy swamp with spooky lights. Normally that would be something I should find scary or unpleasant, but right now I just feel happy. Plants mean life, water, and fruit. I shouldn't just drink the water or pick a fruit on the off chance it might be okay though. And Core, please let me know if there's any dangerous creature approaching from behind a bush.
I shall scan the number of teeth to assess the creature's danger level before it pounces on you.
That's very kind of you. Core, locate the signal and calculate the distance.
Scan initiated. Signal detected. Calculating. Calculated distance, 9.4 kilometers. Possible deviation up to 21%.
So about 10 kilometers, or about walking distance of 2 hours. In the summer, with shorts, with an ice cream. On a foreign planet with unknown dangers and terrain, wearing a spacesuit, though, might take a little bit longer.
Including these factors, I calculate a walking time between 9 and 11 hours with a high probability of death.
As long as we find something capable of sending a distress signal at the end, I even prefer some interesting trail over a yellow brick road. What is that? Cord, do you see that? Record.
Confirm. A pulsating light. Recording started.
What was it?
I could not detect any pattern and no repetition. It seemed to be completely random.
And it came from the same direction as the signal. Okay, I've got to go there. Core, will the sun be setting anytime soon?
In about 3 Earth hours. Compared to the Earth, days are slightly shorter here. However, so are the nights.
I see. We'll spend the night on the ship and set out tomorrow.
Information. There are about 3 to 4 days worth of sustenance readily available here for you, if you would like to wait for Mark.
I don't know if Mark is lying around somewhere all messed up, or if he's looking for help, or if he's the one sending out that signal. Even if I ration my supplies, they'll be gone at some point. And if there's still no sign of Mark by then, I'm going to have to leave here. Then I'd have to brave the dangers of an unknown planet with hardly any supplies left. No, I think it's best I leave when I feel like it, and not wait until I can't put it off any longer. We're leaving tomorrow morning.
Confirmed.
Terrifying, but still so beautiful. I wouldn't want to get caught in it, though.
My calculations show that it is probably moving away from us.
I should rest up before I go looking for the signal's origin tomorrow. I can feel the exhaustion in my bones. Okay. I think we're well prepared. There's a signal, so there has to be someone here. People, or creatures? There was a light. Or was it just lightning, or something natural?
There was a directional light that lasted 4.4 seconds. A bright light. I would calculate that the chances of it not being artificial lie at 9.14%.
Pretty slim odds, then. What do you mean by directional?
There was a precise vector, but it changed as it shone.
Could it be a reflection of the sun?
The amount of blue light is too high. The sun as a source can be ruled out.
So it's of a technical origin. Might have been Mark, or maybe he saw it too, which means he'd probably be on his way there right now. I suppose.
If he was ejected from the TAC-92, then he would probably be able to see the smoke and come here. However, if that is the case, he would now be dead at a possibility of 94.1%.
Where would I be without your optimism? So, you think I should stay here?
This place offers shelter, and you can gather resources from the wreckage. It is also the first place any rescue teams would check while searching for you. Leaving this place would be illogical.
But what is logical is that I would starve here and that I'd never find out what happened to Mark. Maybe he needs help, and without him I can't send out an emergency signal. I'd just be wasting my precious time.
As a weak biological life form, you will naturally lose energy and gradually be able to move shorter and shorter distances, which greatly lowers your chances at survival.
You're a real ray of sunshine, Core.
Furthermore, the light signal might vanish and then you would no longer be able to make out its origin.
All the more reason not to stay here, Core. Then I can only hope Mark is still alive and won't leave me hanging. I'd rather risk it and take my fate into my own hands.
Understandable, considering you are an organic life form. However, in the event of an accident, you would be entirely helpless.
You almost sound like Tony, that old worrywart.
Tony?
Anthony, my husband, Anthony Carter.
According to my database, you are unmarried.
Your database only knows about that Melissa Luna on the ID card.
Database update. Tessa Carter is married to Anthony Carter.
Yes, he also works for the Intergalactic Mining Corporation as a biochemist. I can see him right now, drinking hot chocolate together with our son, Finn. Just a few weeks' journey away from here. Please add to your database that Finn is 4 years old. Wait, 5? No, 4. Finn is 4 years old. Anyway, if I want to see them again, I have to survive.
Database updated.
Excellent. I have to take a break. I can't keep my eyes open. You keep watch while I sleep, and wake me if anything happens.
Confirmed.
You wanted to tell me something?
Yes, Mr. Bishop. He offered me a promotion.
Hey, that's amazing! Congratulations, you really deserve it.
Thank you, Tony.
You hesitate. Despite the improvement, you're worried you won't have any thrills in the new job, right?
I understand. You went through a lot after the accident.
Yes. I'm lucky to have survived that day.
You must have been very afraid, all alone, on a foreign planet.
Well, yes. But I also felt excited. Free. It was a strange mix of emotions and... Wait. What about Mark? Have you found him?
Yes, we found him. He is alive and well.
Oh, what luck. So, that night I dreamed about the day I was at the beach with Tony, where I told him about being promoted. I don't know what I meant by that.
Let's stick to what you experienced. Please continue telling me what you remember. What happened the following day, when you left?
Good morning, Tessa.
Good morning, Core. How was the night?
No unusual incidents. My scanners detected that you had an uneasy sleep.
Slightly creepy, but correct. It's not great sleeping in a spacesuit. As if crashing wasn't bad enough for my poor bones. We should get going to find out more about the signal and the light. Then we'll see if there's a chance to escape. Or if I'll be turning into a fossil here.
Would you like me to read you some motivational quotes from my database? Even the longest journey begins...
For heaven's sake, don't. I've already got a headache. Maybe we can find something interesting out there. That makes me feel better. Okay. Core, has the signal changed at all?
Negative. It is unchanged and still active at the same strength and same relative distance.
I can't see the light anymore. Oh well. Whatever it is, the signal might be useful. Maybe I can repurpose it. Can you fly ahead and scan the ground to tell me where I can walk?
Confirmed.
So far, so good.
You made it look quite easy.
Thanks. That wasn't my first climbing session. But as I thought, I won't be able to get back to the ship's wreckage.
It would be logical to not waste time and instead look ahead, as long as the signal is active.
Somehow I've got the feeling we're going to ask ourselves where ahead even is. I hope ahead doesn't mean through the undergrowth and straight into some animal's mouth.
My sensors would register any animal with Tessa-sized mouths.
How reassuring. There's a swarm of insects here. They look like oversized mosquitoes, sucking on the plant and glowing. So they're the ones causing these strange lights in the swamp. Seems to be some form of bioluminescence.
These are the small life forms that I registered.
They're as big as rats.
This is a dense network of individual plant fibers that extend underground for many kilometers. They are all part of the same species and leave no room for others. The signal is coming from this direction.
These remind me more of corals than of plants. They're even moving slightly, but apart from that, they seem uninteresting.
Corals on Earth are more akin to animals than to plants.
Tony would have been delighted to try and find out what exactly these things are. Wow, this plant is in bloom. Finally, a little bit of color on this hunk of rock. But the smell isn't exactly what I would call infatuating or appealing.
Neither would I. Then again, I have no smell receptors. In any case, this smell is not meant to attract us. We are strangers to this world.
Thanks for reminding me, Cor. I almost forgot. But from a scientific standpoint, I am interested why this one is in bloom while the others are not. Not that the answer would help me out. An impressive flower. Long, strange fibers are hanging out of it. A swarm of insects happily feasting on a plant. They look like blown-up mosquitoes and are glowing green and yellow. I think they're ignoring me. Incredible how dirty, brackish, green, lentic, stinking water can give life to all sorts of creatures. But we humans are disgusted by it.
This disgust prevents you from drinking it and transporting all kinds of bacteria and parasites into your organism. Tessa.
Thanks for the reminder. A swarm of insects happily feasting on a plant. They look like blown-up mosquitoes and are glowing green and yellow. I think they're ignoring me. There was nothing special on this side of the swamp. It all looked the same. And the path seems to be just back here. We have to use the signal as a guide.
The signal is coming from this direction.
These remind me more of corals than of plants. They're even moving slightly, but apart from that, they seem uninteresting.
Corals on Earth are more akin to animals than to plants.
Tony would have been delighted to try and find out what exactly these things are.
The signal is coming from this direction. The signal comes from this direction, but you will not be able to overcome the water. There's bound to be a way around it.
Incredible how dirty, brackish, green, lentic, stinking water can give life to all sorts of creatures. But we humans are disgusted by it.
This disgust prevents you from drinking it and
Thanks for the... This just keeps getting better. Wouldn't it be nice if life was easy?
Intergalactic Mining Corporation. No progress without obstacles.
Yeah, I know the propaganda.
Do you know the slogan's origin?
I may have mild amnesia core, but I know that I always deliberately disregarded that information.
The IMC's legendary founder, Walter Knight, derived his worldview and ethics from the video games he so thoroughly enjoyed playing. If there are no obstacles or problems in your way, then you're going in the wrong direction, is what he always said. You should be on the lookout for obstacles. Hence, no progress without obstacles.
I thought some overpriced advertising company had come up with that slogan. But it's even worse. He came up with it while wasting his time on video games. Well, I guess he wanted to appear more down-to-earth, our Mr. Knight. And that's how people actually see him. Because they bombarded us with the slogan in every commercial.
My market research data shows a correlation between the slogan's frequent repetition and the IMC's customer ratings.
How nice for the IMC. Okay, obstacles. So that means we should be heading towards those mountains over there. They count as an obstacle, right?
Correct. The signal is still about 4.1 kilometers away.
And how are we going to get down there?
Unfortunately, I have no data on how to overcome real-world obstacles.
I once spent a week on a planet with a similar view. Back then, I planned every expedition in a way that I could enjoy that view as much as possible. Now, I'd almost be happy to see the boring interior of a functioning spaceship instead, and without any surprises. But only almost. A lake that this huge plant grew into. It almost extends right up to my cliff. Only about 20 or 30 meters deeper. A huge plant that broke through from above and grew into the lake.
There are insects sucking on it, glowing.
If it's growing upwards, it has to be somewhere on this plateau.
That is to be assumed. There are many here, but it is not clear which one it is.
A huge crack in the rock wall. Looks like the plant broke through from above. If we find that rift, we might be able to climb down on the plant.
Or we find the plant itself.
I'm sure I've already been close to this ledge. It's part of this plateau I'm on after all. But even if I was right above it, it's still too much of a descent. The roots here have grown to become a net-like mesh.
The signal is coming from this direction and is about 4.1 kilometers away. There is a 29-meter descent here with nowhere for us to climb down. The only way up appears to be this plant that has broken through the cliff over there.
Can you follow it?
The plants are too thick and their materials are too similar. My sensors cannot distinguish between the data.
I can see something beneath it. Oh, and it reeks. Oh, that's a dead animal. Or, well, what remains of it. Looks like it's been dead for a few days. It's got feathers. Is that a
toucan.
what? No, that's impossible. It has to be some other animal that just looks very similar. I don't know how it died, but it lost a lot of blood afterwards, which then ran down into the water. A swarm of insects happily feasting on a plant. They look like blown-up mosquitoes, and they're glowing green and yellow. I think they're ignoring me. This plant seems to be dead and dried up, even though there's water in this crater. Looks like all the other plants had the same fate. And there aren't any insects here either.
My sensors indicate that the roots of these plants have been damaged and the capillary vessels have been blocked by salt residue. The plant died of thirst.
A small crater filled with blue-tinged, slightly strange-looking water. Is there something glinting at the bottom of the crater?
Confirmed. There is an object consisting of various metals and salts in the middle of the crater that is shimmering blue.
A plant growing beyond the crater's edge. It's gonna be like a bridge soon, but it's too slippery to walk on even though it's got small indentations.
A visual analysis shows that your bridge comparison is mainly unjustified. I would register it thus: mossy, slippery, unclimbable, leafy plant. And likes it moist and shady. Fertilize once a month.
I can push them in a bit, but they're still wiggling. I could attach it here, but the bolts aren't deep enough to carry it. The indentations are pretty soft, and I don't have to make them any larger. That would just cause liquid to come out, making the plant more slippery. Right. Now they're pretty stable. I could climb onto the plant like this. I won't be needing the net anymore. Careful.
Do you think this is a good idea? Does taking this risk bring you closer to your goal?
Chill out, Core. Unusual situations require unusual measures. And what I'm gonna find in this crater is going to be quite unusual.
According to my calculations, the outcome of climbing one of these plants is lethal in 9.4% of all cases. Statistics are no joke.
I hurled my butt through space inside of a hunk of metal with controlled ionic detonations. You really think I'm scared of a bit of free climbing? This plant is sturdy, and all that's beneath it is a puddle. And I have to climb it anyways to find a way out of the swamp, because otherwise we'd die. Sometimes you have to live dangerously, Core, or you might never live at all. Don't you have a curiosity algorithm? Or some humor routines? If we're really going to starve, dry up, or get eaten by aliens, I want to at least be able to laugh.
You want me to be funny?
Yes, exactly. Well, we'll practice. Okay then. Say something funny.
Calculating.
I'm waiting.
Joke confirmed. What did the sun say to the earth?
No, I don't want you to tell me a joke. Make fun of our situation. About the swamp, our location, about me, about yourself. Anything. I mean, you can tell me about dangers if you want, but just do it more interestingly, more excitingly, maybe even sarcastically.
I understand. So, should you fall from the plant, please scream as loudly as possible so Mark Bennett can find us. Because I can't catch you or perform first aid.
Good attempt at sarcasm, Core. Could have been worse. A small crater filled with blue-tinged, slightly strange-looking water. I can see the shimmering blue lump at the bottom. That could work, but it's too short. Core, couldn't you try?
I am a levitating, high-tech sphere, capable of solving the most complicated calculations in fractions of a second, and you want me to act like a common cargo robot?
You could have just said no.
Limbs are overrated.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, and I will have my vengeance? But apart from vengeance, this won't help me. I can't attach it to the pole. That might be useful. No, I can't extend it any further. Let's see. All I have to do is not drop it. Got it. And now... pretty heavy. But there it is. The blue shimmering meteorite from the crater. It's probably what caused the water to be blue.
Highly likely. It is full of blue salt crystals that slowly dissolved in the water.
I hope all the trouble I went through with the meteorite was worth it. I'll just put it into the shallow water. It's actually coloring the water. Together with the blood, it turns it purple. Let's just hope it isn't a megalomaniac meteorite out to take over the world. Huh, looks like they didn't like that. But, more importantly, they went purple for a second before they fled. I think the meteorite won't be any use here. I'll take it back with me. Here, these insects are glowing yellow-green, so they're not a different species, but can change their color. Must have been because of the water. I put the meteorite into the water earlier. It's glowing purple now. And the insects aren't sitting on the plant anymore. There was nothing special on this side of the swamp. It all looked the same. And the path seems to be just back here. But we also need some kind of reference point that we can follow. The signal will only take us to the edge.
What are you trying to do?
Unpleasant, but unavoidable.
Physical exertion to relieve stress?
That should have been worth it. Take a look. Yes! The lake is turning blue. It looks like it's working. The mosquitoes turned blue for a second. But they flew away. They don't seem to like the plant's juice anymore after we tampered with it.
Humankind is famous for this behavior. A function ecosystem that humanity does not fully comprehend is altered and permanently damaged, all out of pure self-interest. All the indigenous fauna can do is flee.
If I can escape this planet by giving the indigenous fauna a bellyache, then I'll gladly be the poster child for my species' wrongdoings.
I have seen worse specimens of your species.
It's soaking up the blue water. The insects that sucked on it glowed blue for a second and then flew away. If the plant is growing upwards, it has to be somewhere on this plateau. We have to find it in this undergrowth, and then we can follow it. There was nothing special, but we also need... There was nothing special on this side of the... But we also... No, I can't get back. They're oily and sticky. Maybe to catch pollinators like a spider's web.
I will be careful.
I'll ignite one of them over here. It's burning slowly and smoking a lot. Oh, that smell is something to get used to. An impressive flower. I'll cut them off as far up as possible, but I'll leave most of them. I'm sure the plant needs them to survive. Yes! Oily fibers on a stick! Yes, that worked. Now all we need is a dark cave full of pressure plates that make arrows shoot out of the wall.
What a strange thing to wish for.
This stuff smells and smokes a lot. I'll light it when I need it.
You won't reach these insects, Tessa. They don't respond to me. Maybe they see me as one of their own.
No, I... Yes, I can shoo them away with that. Next time, however, a little more purposefully. Okay, this time more deliberate. But in which direction? They are too far away. Damn it, I keep coming out at the same...
Confirmed.
They went blue for a second. Did you see that?
Affirmative.
Then that must mean that this is a limb of the plant that goes down the edge towards the bottom. Does that make sense?
Affirmative. Any other plant absorbing water that has been colored by this or any other meteorite should have withered by now.
Excellent. Let's follow it. Here's the tear. That should be interesting.
You could just jump. There's a 91% chance of you slipping and falling anyway.
I'd rather be deceived by your statistic. And down. Ha! Piece of cake. Now all we have to do is stick to the signal's direction. The torch is burned out anyway.
The signal is coming from this direction. The source is about 2.9 kilometers away and has not moved.
Okay, Core, let's go. You can nap later. We can manage the rest, too. Core? Are you okay?
The signal strength is decreasing rapidly. I will attempt to increase reception capacities to secure more precise coordinates.
It's decreasing? Then collect as much data as you can.
Completed.
Good. Then we should hurry. Okay, Core. It's getting easier. How far are we? Unbelievable.
An outpost of the IMC, number 1124.
Looks deserted. Is this where the signal came from?
It is highly likely that the signal was transmitted from here until it stopped abruptly a few minutes ago, probably from inside the facility.
That's... that's great.
My sensors indicate a high irony content in your words.
You're right. I mean, this is just all so strange.
Strange? Should you not be feeling relieved that we found this place?
I am, but we should be careful. We don't know what's waiting for us. Can you see a way inside?
There's a large gate there, Tessa.
Thanks for the subtle hint. I doubt there'll be a red carpet reception for me if I ring the doorbell, but it's worth a try.
Outpost 1124 of the Intergalactic Mining Corporation. The station is made of various materials, for instance iron, steel, and titanium. I cannot detect any major life forms.
Lots of pieces of scrap that are caught up on each other, as if they were one solid piece. Now that's a big door.
You should knock. It looks like you're trying to knock. Would you like help?
Huh. Looks pretty overgrown and abandoned, but the station was still able to send a signal. Strange. Hello? No answer. But maybe it's for the best. After all, I don't know what might have answered. We can't open it. Climbing up won't work either. And if I fell and broke something, that would just complicate things. What does the way around this look like, Core?
Good, but you would have to walk 1.9 kilometers to circumvent the plateau, maybe more.
And statistics don't lie, yeah. But I guess we'd have the same problem there, too. It's a no-win situation. You scanned the station, but maybe you could scan the surroundings, too? Maybe we can find some more clues. There has to be some way of moving this junk so we can get into the hole. There's a strap tied around it. Maybe that's what's keeping everything in place. Yes! I can get it off with this. Damn, these metal pieces are too caught up on each other. It's lying on this left side and right on the hole. I just can't lift it. There's some space underneath the heap of junk as it's lying on its left side. I can insert the pole, but can't push it any more to the left because it's touching the rock. That might work. Good, it's tilting to the other side, but I can't get it any further away from the hole. It definitely leads into a room of the station below. I would fit through that hole, but the gap in the scrap is too tight. I need to move it more. It's lying on this short right side. I have to move it further to the right so I can get into the hole. Okay, I'll move it back. I can insert the pole, but can't push it any more to the left because it's touching the rock. This pole is pretty beat up and loose. It's only hanging onto a single bolt that's sticking out. It's a bit looser than before, and the bolt is sticking out even further. It might be loose, but I can't get it off like this. It's a bit looser than before, and the bolt is sticking out even further. It's no use. I'll lean on it and hit it, but I assume it's too light. That's no use. It's stuck on, rusted through. It won't move an inch. But it's sticking out quite a bit. Damn it, it won't work. There has to be a way to get it off. Damn it, it won't work. Brute force it is then.
You might still have needed that one.
I know.
It might have helped to break into an outpost.
Yeah, I get it. But now we've got this post here.
A post.
Yes, a post. Useful in many of life's sticky situations.
Searching database. No use case found, other than sticking it into the ground. As a post.
I've got the hands and I'm the one who has to improvise.
You are the person who lashes out with a hammer.
Just keep reading your database. Quietly.
I think not. One of us should watch where we are going.
Okay, I admit it. Your sense of direction is better than mine. It's not unusual for nature to reclaim abandoned buildings. The plants have grown right into these rooms. If there was someone living here, they'd have taken care of them. Unless that person had more important things to deal with. There's always something better to do. Where among this pile of scrap could I use this?
It might fit through the lug. Yes, excellent. Now around here, and over here, and tie it together. That should do it.
Okay, I'll move it back. I'll put it under here. Even if I attached it here, I couldn't... Even if I attach... Let's see. Maybe it will roll on this cylinder. Damn! The pole broke.
Anyway, it's done.
There's a drop-off a few meters here, and then we're in, Core. Almost. Can you scan the cave for any dangers, Core? But, stay on the ceiling, just so nothing can attack you.
NEV, mechanically expendable Vanguard. On its way.
So, what's down there?
There is a giant dragon lying on a pile of gold, and he has a cold. Sorry about that. It is safe. The room is stable and appears to be connected to the station. No significant life forms detected.
Good. We can wedge this part in, and the strap is secure. Yeah, that works.
A roof over my head. Unbelievable.
I was really worried about what today would bring when I woke up in the morning. This is almost exactly what I wished for. I mean, it looks just like I feared it would, but whatever.
I agree. As long as we can find a water supply, you will be able to survive here for a while.
We might find one inside the station. You said the signal came from in there, right?
Correct. This door is the only way inside. It is made of titanium and is not very thick, but you will probably not be able to open it manually due to its weight. You need electricity for its gear mechanism.
We shall see. But this door isn't as much of a problem as the mother of all doors up there is.
My psychological subroutines find this comparison to be very odd. Do you always conflate size and power? What was your childhood like?
Just turn off these routines. I've seen computers struggling that were less dusty.
It seems to be damaged only on the outside. Everything appears to be fine on the inside.
You sound like a psychiatrist.
These are our samples that were mined here.
There are crystals inside one of them. There's a strange attachment lying around here. I'll take it with me. A pretty crystal.
Take it with you.
No chance. It's stuck in the rock or ore. These stone and metal samples are so heavy, I can't move them an inch. They're also rock hard and solid. I can't break anything off.
The ore won't help us at the door. Tessa, better save the gas.
I can't open it. Maybe if I got some power running in this room.
With this fusion generator, the room can maintain its own energy circuit. A security system in case any human or other biological life form has an emergency in the drilling shaft.
Well, we've already got our emergency. Court, is it really safe?
Of course, it is a small version of a standard fusion generator, roughly the size of an average washing machine.
Okay, then let's put this fusion in spin cycle. Ugh, come on! Yes!
Hey! Good boy. Brainless machines.
It's still working! I never thought I'd be happy to hear the ear-splitting noise made by a machine like this. There were some magnetic metal parts in the hole. Just sticking it in won't be enough to keep it in place. I'd better put on the helmet.
If this does not work, we will not be able to remove it again. Are you sure this is a good idea?
It's going to work. Trust me, Core. The welder is out of gas and nothing more than dead weight now.
Do you have any final objections, hints, or prayers you want to share?
No. My calculations indicate a relatively high chance of success. I will not disclose the exact number so as not to worry you. If this fails, however, it could ruin the entire mechanism and jam it forever.
And you think that would not worry me? Okay,
Unpleasant, but unavoidable.
let's go. A real beauty.
The high probability was correct. Statistics don't lie.
Neither do physics. Yes, a way inside. Finally. What is that? Mark?
Hey! Stop!
What the? How can he? Where did he go?
I am not registering any signs of life.
I saw something, a shadow, the silhouette of a human. He ran away.
I assume my sensors are somewhat more precise than your eyes.
So you're saying I'm imagining things? Well, the situation is getting to me, so I guess I can't rule it out. Stay positive, Tessa. We did it. We're in. That's something, at least. There's nothing going on here in the station. Where did the signal come from, Core?
From this direction. Enhancing location. There is a light source up in the command center.
You're right. Let's go. Maybe I was right after all. Hello? Nothing. No light. No person. Not even energy by the looks of it. Damn it!
Your heart rate is too high, Tessa.
Keep my heart rate out of it. I'm allowed to get upset about all this crap. What is this all about? We both saw the light core. It was up here, no doubt. And now I'm here and there's nothing? No power, no source of light, nothing. What the hell is going on here? And the signal. What could have been sending it, Core?
This is definitely the source, but I cannot find any electricity in the vicinity, just the generator we started.
What was it then? 11 hedgehogs and a hamster wheel? An average-sized toucan with a megaphone?
Both of these theories are probably incorrect.
Sorry for getting so riled up, Core. I mean, it's not your fault. So you've lost the signal and there's no power here. Nor are there any signs of life from anyone. Or anything. Are you able to tell us more about the outpost now?
Yes, this is an independent drilling and research station. Judging by the condition of its building materials, it was probably built 20 to 40 Earth years ago. I could find all details in the database. But I have a theory now what kind of planet we are on and where it might be located.
Well, let's hear it.
Visualization initialized. I have the slightly disconcerting suspicion that the station is not close to any inhabited planets. These are almost always incorporated into designated trade routes. They have an alternating crew of more than 400 people, as this allows for the transportation of large amounts of necessary goods. The station we currently find ourselves in, however, is autonomous and small, and its regular crew could not have encompassed more than 40 people. I assume that it was part of a research program which erected stations such as this one at the edge of the known parts of the galaxy. Ships are sent to these stations in regular intervals of more than a year, as long as they are in service. In the meantime, the stations function autonomously. At some point, they are abandoned once the borders of explored territory shift.
But there must have been some kind of communications channel for emergencies.
Indeed, but direct interstellar communication is too slow. It could take months for a signal to reach another planet. These stations help themselves, they have no choice. However, IMC ships regularly fly through these areas to pick up any signals. If necessary, they can help or relay information to headquarters. There might also be trading or exploration ships from other companies that could receive signals from here, long before they reach any inhabited planets.
So that means, if we transmit a distress signal, it's more like a smoke signal on a lost island at sea. Not like calling emergency services via landline that will be there tomorrow.
Correct.
So, reaching someone will take time, but it's not impossible. As soon as the station has enough power, it will keep us alive and can continuously emit signals to the transport routes so someone can pick us up.
Correct.
Then let's do it.
Good. The power supply comes from an incineration plant in the station's west wing. We received a signal from here, so the communication systems seem to be intact.
It's nice how both of us are just ignoring the fact that the signal shouldn't have existed, just like the light. But okay, we should just be glad that we noticed it and we're here now. Now we just need power. This console won't help us without power. They obviously never finished the work on this cable shaft. There's a hollow, sturdy metal cylinder here full of holes. Some kind of cable duct, I suppose. It says medical ward on the door. It's locked, and I can't see any way of moving it or reaching the mechanism. That's strange.
What do you mean?
The cables. The station is overgrown, but that doesn't tear out cables. Nothing helpful. The cables.
It won't move. Ugh. But it's open just a crack. Looks like someone tried to keep it open with a metal plate. But it didn't work like it did with the other door there. A metal bar was stuck in the door to keep it open.
If I calculated this station's procedures and automatic systems correctly, then there are various, specific, manual steps executed by humans necessary to achieve this outcome. Usually, the security system would open this door. There must have been an emergency lockdown while someone was holding this bar in place, analogous to the locked door by the drilling room.
Oh, compared to the control room, this place is full of random assortments of outdated technology. Apart from this robot arm, nothing really belongs here, I think.
In self-sustaining facilities, it is not unusual to adjust the equipment according to the given conditions, as long as the people in charge know what they are doing, or they have a core.
I can imagine. A gas burner with 2 tubes, both of which aren't connected to anything. There are some elements and materials written down here. A workbench full of trash and signs of wear and tear. That's what every DIY enthusiast dreams of. The only thing left inside here are a cable, a kind of nozzle, and a lot of screws. This console won't help us without power. A coffee machine. What a surprise.
Court, that looks like a 3D printer.
Correct. This machine can turn virtual models into reality by applying liquid synthetic materials and metals layer by layer and then hardening them. How do you know that?
I remember I did some research into this topic. My long-term memory seems to be working at least.
But it needs power. The robot can be moved using these wheels, but only down here, even though it should be able to stretch upwards.
That is probably only for maintenance purposes and to be able to get it out of the way if it cannot move on its own anymore.
I don't think it'll be useful to me anywhere, so I'll just move it back. A robot arm that seems to be able to move around along these rails. But what does it do?
There are boxes stored in the ceiling. This robot arm is the only way of reaching these and getting them down.
I don't think it'll be...
We are also going to need power here. Tessa.
Yeah, you're right, but I can't find any mechanical way of opening them either. It's all solid as rock.
These pipes would transfer the air heated in the garbage disposal to various areas across the station.
To work and revive this facility. Behind this is the incinerator plant that powers everything, right?
Correct. Also, the vehicle hangar. According to my data, the doors should have an emergency mechanism with which you can manually open them. We only need to find the access point.
I can't move it. It's held on by some screws. A bit rusty, but it's working. Yes, that looks like a manual mechanism.
This does not conform to regular standards. There is a cog missing.
The mechanism to open the door. I'm going to have to turn the cogs manually. But I'll need a tool for that. The main cog has an attachment with 3 spokes. Yes, that works! The attachment fits onto the... That might be useful.
We are also going...
Yeah, you're right. It won't move. But it didn't work like it did with the... It says medical ward on the door. Oh, lots of cogs. This has to be the robot's mechanism. None of these cogs are the right size. Core, please analyze the rest of the mechanism and tell me if you can find a cog that's similar to this one.
Yes, the mechanism was altered in one place and a cog of the same type was used.
Great, save the information. We have to be able to move it over here somehow.
Well, it's part of the robot mechanism.
Core, please show me the cogs and highlight the ones we're looking for in green. There has to be some way of getting the ones we need to the maintenance hatch. Yes, I did it. The cog is sitting in the maintenance area and I can reach it. That's the cog I need. But I can't get it out with my bare hands. Yes! Got it.